Well, hello my friends. Welcome back to Rising World. It has been an age. We are back. This is the big update we've all been waiting for. It has been a very long time. And we are back right now in Lion's Lair, my Safari Lodge world. I just came here to have a look around as kind of a launching point, and I'll just give you another quick look because this is one of my favorite places right now in this game. I just love it. There's the Lion's Lair Lodge. There's our crafting area back there with the grinder and the paper maker and the big oven, and our pretty pool area where our guests can lay around in the sun and go for a swim. And the Lion's Lair Lounge, where we can sit and enjoy an evening by the fire, working a crossword puzzle, having a drink with friends. Yeah. And our guest rooms. There's our little wood heater here. And the guest rooms all fitted up for the guests. Along with some Lion's Lair stationery so you can write home to your friends and family while you're on your safari here. There's an elephant walking by. There's the horse in the garden. Several horses outside our brush fence. All of the meals in Lion's Lair comes from our own locally sourced garden. But that's not why we came into this game today, is it? No. We came in to explore the new stuff. So let's do that. And I think to do that, we're going to go out to the main menu and have a look at the new characters. Let's see. Escape. You're going to main menu. And right up here, it's got characters. So as you can see, I have made Mama T a female. You cannot change body type or position. I think that she is a bit skinny. And I don't understand why they're standing like that. But anyway, and the male character is similar. The limbs are pretty skinny. Although I would say that the male physique is somewhat more realistic than the female physique. This one is, let's just say she looks like a blow-up doll or something. And of course you can change skin color, hair color, eye color, that kind of thing. Like hair, you can have it be any color. We're gonna go with that for now. There's several different hairstyles. And the men, of course, are the same, except they also have additional beards. Yeah. Lovely, huh? Different hairstyles. Kind of crazy. Anyhow. Oh, you've changed her hairstyle. I don't like that one. That'll do. Okay, and her name is Mama T. All right, so we are gonna go to I'm gonna go out to the creative blueprint world that I made, because there are many new things that we will discuss, and let's just do it here. This is this is alpha 0.7.5. He still has not replaced it on the store page with the Unity version, but and there's my Jeep I've been working on. I still have not quite finished it, I don't think, but it's close. It's close. Let's get that out of my hands. It's getting there. It's almost done. It's looking like it's going to be nighttime here, and I think I'm going to change my settings. Let's see. Settings are here. I'm going to change the weather. Sunny. Okay, that's good. In-game duration. Okay, so it says 2 hours. Let's just change it to disabled, and quit out of here and change the time. So I'm hitting the tilde key. I'm gonna put set time 8:00, and that changes it to daylight, which is what I want for right now. Okay, so we are in creative mode, and this is a flat world where I just make things. The reason I brought you here was to show you, you know, I did make a couple of NPCs. You can now make NPCs. You have to do it through the console using the tilde key. I don't particularly want an NPC hanging around here, and I don't know how to delete an NPC. So I'm not sure I want to do that here. Yeah. The NPCs are quite awkward, and if you read the release notes for the update, there are bandits and barbarians. You can. I think the bandits only come at night, but I'm not sure about that. And the barbarians, I'm not sure about either. In the settings, let's go back out to the settings, and I believe spawn rate. Okay, so you can change the spawn rate of bandits to 300% so that they're all over the place, or 0%. 100 is the default. There are monsters on the surface. I don't know what that includes. I think it's skeletons, and you can Um, I thought that there was something specific that allowed you to disable the... Oh, I think that's when you make the world, actually, that you can disable. Oh, experimental. Spawn rate monsters at surface, on or off. So you can turn that on or off. Always spawn monsters with a torch. I guess that means they're holding a torch? I don't know. Maybe that's so you could see them. So this would control how many there are. And then this other thing would control whether or not they spawn. But that just indicates monsters, not bandits. So if you didn't want any bandits, then if you put it on 0 before you created your world, then conceivably you wouldn't have any bandits at all. And the bandits will come and fight you, I guess. It'd be cool if they could steal things. I don't think they can. Yeah. So we won't mess with any of that. I will let you play around on your own with the make the NPCs. And the way you will do that is you will go to the tilde key, which is the console, and you will set spawn NPC. Then you have to have a space. Then you have to either put bandit right now and the bandit type, which would be bandit 1. And I think there's like 4 varieties. And if you want a barbarian, then it's the same pattern. You put spawn NPC, barbarian, space, barbarian 1 through, I think there's 4. And the same with animals, if you want to spawn animals in a particular place. So the example here is cow. There is now a foal, which is a baby horse. I did do that. It only gave me 1 color, 1 variety. So at this point, I think that's all there is. And I tried different names, but like 1, 2, 3, 4, it didn't make any difference. It was always the same color. There's that. There's also now wolves. The wolves are supposedly not aggressive unless you approach them, and if you approach them, then they will attack. So you have to get close to them before they bother you. There are no animals in this particular world, or NPCs. But the reason I brought you here is because some of the things that he did put in that were not actually in the notes, or the I don't think they're in the notes. Let me pull up the Discord here on my other computer. And it seems like here we go. I'm pulling up the change log that's on the forum. So new element, new UI element, UI scroll view. I thought we had that before, but maybe not. Post-processing, modify post-processing effects applied to a volume or a player. New API, get vehicle, spawn vehicle. I wonder what that does. Let's just see. Spawn vehicle. Okay, so rowboat. There is a sailboat, and we will make one. just to see what it looks like, even though I don't have water here. Maybe we'll go back out to my other world to do that. Okay, so rowboat. What other vehicles are there? I don't think there are anything else. Rowboat, rib boat, the rubber inflatable rowboat. Create storage, create plants. So these are all console commands that you could do. Vehicle definitions. So I'm just kind of glancing at the NPC, get player in line of sight. NPC is only alive during the night. Chunk, get all objects. These are all just commands that are in this. Oh no, what is this? He's posted something called plugin API, and then there's all these commands. Okay, so I'm reading something weird here that's not part of the notes. Let me go to the main forum and see if I can find the new update notes. Okay, I think I found it. Enemies. Okay, so he talks about the bandits, and there are. If you go to the Rising World forums, there's the notes with pictures and things. There is also now a fire wolf. It's a wolf, and it occurs only in hell, and looks like it's made of fire. I would assume that those are aggressive all the time. There's a new sailboat. I said we would make one of those. There's a map. The map is kind of cool. Let's give ourselves a map. We don't need the console for that. We can go and just go to inventory and crafting, because we are in creative. And since we're here, we'll just go through and look at everything. This is the oops, we don't want inventory, we want crafting. So this is the menu as before. These are all the resources, the basic resources. Workbenches, we have one new one. We have the loom. That is for making cloth. We'll need that for clothing when we get it. And of course the sails for our sailboat. Not in creative, but in the survival version. We'll go through the building tab in a minute because there's new things there. Furnishings, I don't think there's anything new here. No, it doesn't look like it. Tools, I don't think there's any new tools. Although I did see something interesting. Let's escape that for a moment and we'll go to one. Inventory. Let's go to here. Now, I don't recall this being here before, but maybe it was. It shows it, the sledgehammer, and then it says damage 25, DPS 40.5, and pristine. Now, I'm assuming that damage 25 means that's how much damage it does if you hit something or someone with it. And then the DPS 40.5, I don't know what DPS means. Damage per swing? I don't know. And then pristine, I guess that means that it's in good shape, which tells me that eventually the tools will wear out. I sure have a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so there's that. And then weapons, there's no new weapons. Equipment, that's where the map is, but nothing else in here is different. So let's look at that map. We're going to craft the item. And it gets equipped. We can take it out of there, I think. Let's just throw something down and put it here. And we'll go to inventory and stick that in here. I could leave it in the equipment, but it's a little awkward. I'll show you why. But let's look at it first. I haven't played this game in so long. I'm not familiar. Okay, so here's the map. It looks rather odd for this particular world because I'm guessing that's because yeah, it's because this world is pretty rudimentary. So it's just going to show you your world as it exists. We'll look at this in another world and see what it looks like. I mean, it's showing levels even though this is a flat world, which is kind of strange. It's not telling me where I am. In my other world, it did show a marker where I am, but maybe because this world is flat and creative, it's not doing that. But anyway, that's the map. And the reason I don't like it in the equipment slot is when it's in there, let's put it in there, we'll equip it. And then in order to get to it, you have to actually equip it. I don't know, there's no like quick key or anything like that. So you have to right click on it and equip the item. It puts it in your hand and then you can see it. But once you, oh, you can zoom. I did not know that. Okay, that's cool. I'm using the middle scroll wheel on my mouse to zoom, so that's cool. You can use it to teleport to different parts of the map. Create new marker. Okay, well, I didn't really want that, but when I was in my other world, it showed me a marker where I was standing, but it's not doing that here. Oh. Well, it's showing altitude, even though this is a flat world, so it's just making it up. Interesting. Huh. But anyway, that's the map. Now, the thing is that when you can't do anything else when you've got it equipped, so you have to hit escape, and then you can mouse left. That lowers the map, so that's so that you can like walk around with the map in your hand, which is handy. I don't know whether you can use the map while you're on a horse. That's something that we'll need to test. So hit escape. That lowers the map, but you can't do, see, now I scrolled away from it, but now in order to re-look at the map again, there's nothing I can really, well, that didn't mean to do that. There's nothing I can really push other than to go back to the inventory and right click and then equip map again. And to me, that's just super awkward. Would much rather have it down in the inventory so that, or in my hotbar, so that I can quickly get to it. Okay, so what I was really excited about seeing was when I looked at this the very first time. It wasn't in the show not the show notes, but the there was a lot here about the new character models, which again I think are rather awkward. And then the NPCs, you can edit the NPCs the same way you can your own character. And you know, it is what it is at this point. You have to do it all through the console because there is no user interface for that yet. So there is actually a mention of this next thing that really kind of excites me, and that is in the building menu. We have all of our textures that we had before, but we also have natural textures. These can be made in any shape. And we have new shapes. Many of the ones that we have here now are shapes that were requested, which I'm very excited about because we have wanted this for a while. We now have these are the shapes. These first shapes are the ones that were in here before, down to hollow cylinder, rounded block, and sphere. These two new hollow shapes, a hollow block and a hollow cylinder block. So it's a block with a cylinder carved out of the middle. And then we have the hollow block, which is just like a square tube. And then this one is a square tube with a round hole. The rounded block we had before, the sphere we had before. Now we have a half sphere. We did not have that before. In addition, all of these pieces, these slope pieces, we had these before. This is a half corner. I am not sure if we had that before. That might be new. Inner corner. You know, we used to be able to rotate the preview here, and we can't now, and I'm not really parsing what that is. So let's have a look at that. I just want to see. Oh, okay, inner corner. Now I see what it is. So yeah, that's the one that you would use on the inside of a sloped, like a roof surface, perhaps. It wouldn't be made of dirt. But let's go back to crafting. Let's talk again about, before we go through all of those, well, let's go ahead and look at the shapes again, since we were looking at them. So all of these shapes, a half sphere, these corner pieces, I think these are all pieces that were in here before. We now have a quarter cylinder. We did not have that before. I believe we had a cylinder and a half cylinder, and now we have a quarter. We have a half cone. I'm not sure if we had that before. A quarter cone, a hollow cone, a half hollow cone, a quarter hollow cone. So you people who make blueprints, this is very exciting stuff. You can do a lot with these. Half hollow cylinder, we had that. Now we have a quarter hollow cylinder. This is going to be huge because there's a lot of times when you just need a curved piece, but you don't need a whole half round. So I think this will be very useful. We have the fluted pillar, the quarter sphere, an eighth sphere. So it's a quarter sphere cut in half across the horizontal part. It's like a spherical pie shape. A half hollow sphere. Okay, so this one, this could be used for making bowls or vessels of some kind. A half quarter, let's see, a quarter hollow sphere and an eighth hollow sphere. I haven't not used any of these yet, and I'm anxious to give them a shot. So all of those different shapes are going to be very useful. But let's go back again to these textures. So these textures that you see here are all textures that were in the game, with the exception, I think, of this algae here, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But you couldn't do anything with these except use them when you were doing terrain shaping, so modifying the terrain. You could choose a texture to put on your modified terrain. And if you remember in the game that the terrain, while it is more smooth than it was, it still has that kind of stair-step bumpy, when you do a slope, the slope has got a stair-step bumpy appearance to it. Well, with these now, that is not going to be an issue. And let me show you what I mean. Let's select, say, this gravel. We're going to select just a regular block for right now. And we're going to craft that. It looks like this texture is really large, but let's just see whether it is or not. So we're going to just make one of those. And probably we're going to have to, there it is. All right, so we do have a few open spots. I'm going to get rid of some stuff here. So I've got some slots open. Okay, so we've got our gravel texture. And I'm going to make it, let's make it flatter. So I have to remember the keys for this. Page down, yeah. I'm going to make it a little bit flatter. I'm going to make it big. I'm using the shift key and the arrow keys to change the size. Okay, so we've got a big flat spot there. Let's just put that down and see what it looks like. Okay, that texture does look rather large. And we also have texture mapping, so we can change the texture to smaller or larger, whatever we want. Let's just hit the C key. C as in Charlie. And I believe let's see, texture scale, so we have, oops, texture scale. Oh, you have to hold that down. Okay, so texture scale, that's 0.25, 0.5, default, 0.2, and 4. Let's just see what it looks like at 4. I'm just curious. It looks like quite large rocks. Interesting. Okay, let's change that to a smaller size. So I'm going to hold the C key and we're going to select half size. Yeah, that's a little smaller. So that's actually something that was in the game before. Well, on the blocks, on the regular stone, wood, bricks, on the block textures, you could always do that. But now you can do that with the actual terrain textures, which you couldn't do before, I don't believe. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to show the use for these texture blocks, these natural textures. So I'm going to lengthen this a little bit more. Make it just a little bit longer. let's say that you were going to build a road or a path. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold C. I'm going to change my settings because I don't recall having to hold it down in my previous settings. Controls. I have to see where it is. Context building. Okay, so C, but it doesn't say anything about holding it down. Maybe that's under miscellaneous. I don't see it in here. I don't know. I'll have to find that. But what I really wanted to do was I'm going to hold C again, and I'm going to look at my rotation precision, and he did give us much more. Wow, look at that. Holy moly. So you can have quite granular control of your rotation here. So let's just go with, gosh, let's just go with 1. And if I remember correctly, it has been a while, so I'm going to hold down the left control and, nope, right control, and change if I can find it. Okay. Let's make that a little bit less of a slope. And we're gonna just kind of, let's see, we're gonna turn on snapping. Okay. It's not snapping exactly. Let's go over here and see what we can do. Maybe you can't snap it. Well, we'll turn that back off, and I'm just gonna eyeball it. Okay, so here's what you would be able to do is you can create a nice slope using natural textures. Something that you could not do before. And it can be even less of a slope than that. Maybe you just want a little bit of a slope. Oops. for a minute. So let's look at some of the other textures. Forest dirt, farmland, all the different gravels, mud. I mean, I can see, at least in the creative realms, and you can do this not in creative, by the way. So you've got desert stone. I think there's a cobble. It seems like there used to be a cobble, but maybe... Sandstone, so you could create your own sandstone cliffs. This new texture called algae is interesting. I don't recall that texture before. Maybe it was in there. I don't know. Yeah, so I think that's very cool. Even grass, so you can have a grassy slope, forest moss, which is nice. Let's do that one. Let's just do a block again. And I believe that we have the texture still. This is rather difficult to see. Is this more transparent than it used to be? Because was that a thing that people asked for? I don't know. It's pretty tough to see. Yeah, the texture is still set higher. Yeah, so you've got a little slope there. Yeah, I don't know if you're excited about that, but I think that's pretty darn cool. And all of these new shapes are pretty exciting if you're a builder like I am. Let's go to just an ordinary color that we normally would use. Maybe something kind of plain. That will work, perhaps. Select the shape. Let's pick one of these oddball ones that we've not seen before. The quarter hollow cylinder. Okay. And the reason why this is interesting is that this is going to make doing the kind of stuff that I was trying to do with all of these chains and my car over there. It's going to make some of that a little easier, I think. Yeah, this is that inner corner. That was kind of weird. So this could have come in handy in some places, I believe. So you can stretch it out oblong. The one thing that is still kind of bothers me is that when you do stretch these out, they get, they get kind of, these curves don't stay curved. They're still square. So that's kind of an issue. Yeah, but still I can see like for building furniture or things where you just need a weird shape. that this could be really handy. So there's that. And before I leave you to go explore on your own, I'm going to take you back into, let's see, back to the main menu. We're going to go into this world. Okay, I'm going to real quick look at my map. So this was the one, whoops. Lift map, show cursor. Okay, this is the one where it does give me a marker for where I am, and this is actually a flat world too. It's just another one of those places where I was experimenting. But see, here is, it's just part of the world, and it's showing you where we are, where we're standing is the red arrow. And then this is a marker that I put in, and it says Bay Island NPC. And I made some NPCs over here, so I'm going to give you a quick look at what they look like. So I'm going to select that and teleport to that place. How do I do that? Teleport here. Okay, so I'm right clicking. Teleport here. All right. All right. Lower the map. How do I... okay. So, I did create some NPCs. They're walking around, being dumb. Let's go meet a couple of them. Nothing to fear from these guys. Here we have Captain Jack. He's wandering around wondering where the rum has gone. This is an African warrior guy with a woolly cap because I could not figure out how to get rid of the horns. And the reason I made him and this one over here, wherever she is, she's having a conversation with the caribou. This is my African female warrior. She's a bit odd too. Of course, I was looking for how to make NPCs to put on my safari island. I'm not sure that I will, because these guys are super awkward. Super awkward. They speak sometimes. They speak sort of a gibberish. But look at how skinny her legs are, and her arms. And her arms seem a bit long. It's odd. It's odd. It's not good. I'm sorry, it just isn't. And Captain Jack I like, although he doesn't like me very much. Your pants are showing through your dress there, Captain. Anyhow, that's a quick look. Go out there and get it and have a look. See you next time. Bye-bye.